Hey guys, so my name is Meg Wazinski, or Meg Kozlowski is my married name. And right now, my little one is taking her nap. So hopefully, she'll be good throughout this whole call. For those of you that have children, you probably can totally relate. I ran my business for the first 6 years with just me and my husband. And then we had a puppy, but my husband was always helping me, to be able to work certain hours and everything was perfect. And then you have a brand new child and it's like, oh, chaos. So it's been interesting she'll be 3 months on Sunday, and the last 3 months just trying to find a new groove. But so when she sleeps, I gotta like race upstairs and do stuff. So she's actually behind me. I don't know if you guys will be able to see her if I turn. There's Tenley. She's sleeping in her car seat. I know some moms are, crazy about that happening. And I always said, I'm not going to let her sleep in it, but the baby's sleeping, you let them sleep. You tiptoe around them. So anyway, I'm excited to be able to share just some tips with you guys. Angie shared with me your questions, and I tried to organize them according to topics and stuff like that, so I'm not all over the place. But I'll try my best to stay on topic and really give you guys some nuggets to be able to apply to your business, and hopefully some things that I tell about my story is helpful for you. Just a little background on me. I signed up back in 2009 as a discount coach or preferred customer, whatever you want to call it, with Janelle Summers. And she's amazing. And at the time I told her, I can't be a coach. I can't be successful at this. I don't have a beach body. Because at the time, although I had my degree in nutrition, I was not practicing what I was preaching. I was suffering with some eating disorders at the time. I was 30 pounds overweight, in a really negative relationship, blah, blah, all that stuff. So I didn't have enough confidence to really do this business. And I looked at other coaches and I thought, I can't do what they're doing. There's got to be some secret. There's got to be something that they're doing that I'm not able to do. And I let a lot of those thoughts affect me for a long time. And it took me up until about 2011 to really dive into my business. And I think there was a question about that, so you might hear this again. But that was really my aha moment, was when back in 2011, my upline Janelle put out her first diamond retreat. And she said, we're going to rent a limo and drive around Toledo, Ohio, and go shopping and go eating and just hang out. And anything that Janelle puts in front of me, I want to do, because I think she's such an amazing person and an amazing mentor. And if she says it's something that's going to help me, I'm going to go for that goal. So I shot for diamond and I hit it. And very quickly after, I had a coach who hit diamond too, so I went 1 star. And that was my aha moment, when it was like, oh my gosh, this is actually working. I noticed that my paychecks increased a little bit when I hit diamond, and I was like, okay. And it becomes a little addicting. And yeah, it was $250 a week at that time. $1,000 extra in a week in a month was amazing for me, and so I really was excited about that, the opportunity. I was young, at that time, only 23. And at the end of 2011, so when I was making around 500 a week, and increased as a diamond and 1 star, and my team started clicking, I said, you know what, I'm going to go all in. And I'm going to put everything into this, and I'm going to apply everything that Beachbody has told me to do, which we'll get into. And I was able to quit my first full-time job 6 months later, 6 months after really diving in. So I signed up in 2009. Didn't apply really anything that I learned. I'm not the best learner. I hate reading. I hate watching stuff. I have a lot of ADD. My husband gets so mad at me. But when I finally focused and said, okay, I'm going to listen to what Beachbody and Janelle say to do, my business took off, and like I said, I quit my job, and then it just continued to move forward. Okay, so that's really my aha moment right there. And someone wanted to know, so how do you invite people without feeling stalkerish? You guys, this is something so meaningful to be able to offer to other people. I want you to just stop and think for a second. If you didn't have Beachbody in your life right now, whether you're a brand new coach or you've been a coach for a couple years, if you did not have a Beachbody in your world right now, what would be different? Okay, what would be different? I always ask my coaches that same question when they're thinking, oh, I'm scared to offer this to someone. You have the chance to give someone what you're going through. You're surrounded by positive, uplifting, amazing people who want you to become a better version of yourself. Hello, people need this in their life, whether it be to help with debt or to help with that self-confidence or to help with whatever they're going through, okay? They need this, okay? So don't think about that you're stalking people. Usually if we have that feeling, it's because we haven't fully developed that relationship with that person and we haven't fully owned being a Beachbody coach, okay? Be proud of being a Beachbody coach. It's changing your life. It's changing other people's lives, okay? So you should never feel like a stalker, okay? So you have so much to offer with this business. Just take that whole description of stalker off your list, okay? And when you're talking to people about coaching, about a challenge group, about a free group, think about how you would want to be talked to, okay? Another question that you guys had for me is, where do you find people once you run out of your friends and family members? With me, I was a very interesting candidate for coaching because, I had just graduated with my degree in nutrition. I was 22 years old and, none of my dietetic friends wanted to become a coach, and still none of them are on my team, which I should probably go back and talk to some of them since it's been like 6 years and they probably hate their jobs now, right? But they all went on for dietetic internships and became registered dietitians, which I didn't get into. And so I went straight to social media. I opened a like page. I clicked the other day on the iPhone app for your like page. You can look at like your 2010 posts and stuff, like the years before that you created your page, and they're horrible. They're horrible. Like, when do you like to work out? Morning, afternoon, night? ? And nothing was like, they were very generic and not sharing who I was. Okay, so when you run out of friends and family, social media, you guys, social media is huge. I know that Angie's huge on Instagram. She just did a call for my team on Instagram. You guys are so lucky you have her as an upline because Instagram is where it's at right now. So use social media to your advantage. Get out there, share your story. Okay, Facebook like pages, Instagram, Pinterest. There's a ton of different social media outlets, and you have to become the expert. Okay, don't wait for your upline to tell you what to do. Go on YouTube and search for like trainings on this stuff because people are doing calls just like this every single day, sharing tips, especially Beachbody coaches. Everyone puts their stuff on YouTube so their team can find it. Use it, okay? And they're sharing their top tips. So someone asked, what was my biggest obstacle to overcome when I first started out, and how did I overcome it? For me, I would say just believing in myself and letting all of those doubters not bring me down. When I first signed up, I was 22, and I had my mom who was like, you know what, and I love my mom to death. She's one of my best friends, but she believes in the traditional 9 to 5, and she watched me go for my 4-year degree in nutrition, and then I went again for 2.5 years to get my master's in public health nutrition, and she wanted me to be able to use that. So when I came to her saying, hey, I want to do this online business, that she had nothing, like she had no idea about it at all. She's a baby boomer. She was like, no, you went to school, you're going to have a 9 to 5, you're going to have something that's stable. And so I had her a little bit of a naysayer, as well as, lots of my friends, my sisters, everyone around me was saying like, yeah, this is not something that you're going to make big of. And it affected me a lot. But I used personal development. When I started shooting for Diamond in 2011, I started diving into personal development. And I really think it's important for coaches every single day you hear this, okay, to do at least 10 minutes of personal development that's focused on making you feel good. Okay, yeah, you can read business books all day long, but if you're not making yourself feel good and you're not fueling the way that you feel about yourself and saying, I'm wonderful, I am amazing, I am successful, I am disciplined, I am focused, all of that stuff, that business stuff is not going to help you at all. Okay, so some of my favorites are, anything by Joel Osteen. If you're religious, you'll get it. You'll love him. I just listened to his podcasts. And I listened to all of his books, and I listened to them again and again and again. Right after I had Tenley, I listened to Every Day of Friday by him again. It's just things that really make you feel good, and they make you think, and they make you push harder. Okay. So if you're not religious, you're a badass. There's a lot of books out there just like You Are a Badass. And Jen Sincero is amazing. My husband's actually reading that book right now, and he's like, oh, that stuff makes sense, because she's, again, telling you that this world is yours. You can make it whatever you want to, but you have to step up and own it. Okay. So you have to be at least 10 minutes. I do like 30 to 40 sometimes, if I'm having a bad day, of something that makes you feel good. Okay. And that really helped me overcome all the haters and naysayers. Now, if someone puts a nasty comment on one of my posts or sends me a nasty message, I'm like, peace out. I have the delete button and the ban button, and you're gone. So you're able to do that. But if I would have done that 2 or 3 years ago and people would have sent me that stuff, I would have crumbled because I didn't have that belief in myself. Okay. So if I could go back and tell myself anything as a brand new coach, what would it be? For me personally, it would be that I can do what those other coaches are doing, and there is no secret sauce. Beachbody gives you everything right in front of you. If you're looking, okay, it's all right there. The keys to success are right in front of your face through the 4 vital behaviors. Okay, so doing your personal development, being the product of the product, and sharing those results every single day, sharing what you're doing to eat healthy and to work out. Okay, every single day, inviting people to be a part of that with you. And then the 4th one that they just added is recognition. So, recognizing your clean eaters in your challenge groups, recognizing your coaches for doing well, putting that stuff out there because that makes them feel good. And then that also shows other people that you're being supportive of others. And it's not just about you. Okay, it's about a much bigger picture. Okay, so if I could look back and say, hey, Meg, I wish you would have known this, that would be it. Just knowing that the keys are right in front of you, the 4 vital behaviors, hitting Success Club, it's not hard to help 3 people every single month. And you signed up as a coach to help people, right? I'm not money driven. I'm people driven. I'm like, oh, I can help more people. When I hit Success Club 10, it's not like I'm like, all right, I'm done. Let's chill out now. I'm like, shoot, okay, I got to keep helping more people because I've got to drive to help as many people as I can in a month. And I challenge myself. I like competing with myself to say, okay, I helped, 15 people last month. I want to help more people this month. Okay. So, set those goals for yourself and pay attention to what Beachbody tells you to do because they're giving you the keys right there. Okay. So if I could do one thing differently when I first started out coaching, what would it be? So these questions are a little similar, so I've grouped them together. For me, if I could look back and do something differently, it would be to just be myself from the beginning. Okay, you see all of these coaches. You see Angie. You see maybe me. You see Janelle Summers. You see Angie, Anita Myron, Raina Odell. All these coaches that are so different and are being successful. And it's like we almost try to duplicate what they're doing, and then it doesn't work, right? I want you to be genuine and real and honest with yourself because the minute that you can break down those barriers and just be yourself, people accept that. They come in because it's very refreshing to be around someone who can laugh at themselves or someone who can be honest with the fact that they ate too many paleo chocolate chip cookies on Super Bowl Sunday. People like to really see raw, genuine, real people. Okay, so if I could go back, I would have stopped trying to overcomplicate things and trying to be other people and just be myself and focus on the simple things that you need to do every single day. Okay. So, how to attract people who are not already your coaches. Okay, Lindsay Matway said this post or this quote, I want to say 2 years ago during a training that I was doing. And she said, like attracts like. You're never going to attract someone who is better than you are right now. Okay, and if you look at yourself, maybe there's things that you love and there's things that you want to change. That's okay. You can work on those things through personal development, okay? And as you become better, you're going to continue to attract more people that are at the level where you're at, okay? You're never going to attract someone better than you, okay? So as you're trying to attract those people and you're being raw and genuine and real on your page, you guys have all those trainings on social media, how to find people and how to put up posts on there and have your 5 things and all that stuff that you're supposed to post about. Do that And when you're doing that and you're being consistent and you're sharing yourself, you're going to find those people, okay? Don't overcomplicate things. Keep things simple. Keep them simple, 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 okay? So when did I start attracting more random people and less of my warm market? Like I said, when I first signed up, I went straight into the cold market. Because I didn't have a lot of people who were interested, and a lot of my friends were very young, and also because I felt more comfortable talking to strangers, because if they rejected me, it was like, okay, I don't have to see them the next day, or I don't have to talk to them at our reunion. So it was easier for me to talk to strangers, and I just went straight in. At that time, I was going on to other like pages that were like fitness magazine stuff. This was back in like 2011, okay? And it was like the fitness magazine, Shape magazine, and I was like commenting on posts on there to try to build a relationship with people. I was not putting my link on there. And then I would message people who had been commenting on that post. And this is like old school stuff. Don't do this, okay? But two of my top coaches came out of that, and they came like years after we had first connected, okay? But I was just connecting with people every single day, every single day. Now I focus on my like page a lot. I focus on just, if people are commenting on my posts, I'm sending them messages and saying, hey, I saw that you commented on my post about Tenley sleeping through the night or not sleeping through the night. Thank you so much for your input. I really appreciate it. How are you doing? And something like that. Just a message to their inbox folder. If it's someone who I'm finding on Pinterest, I'm saying, hey, I just saw that you pinned a workout for postpartum pregnancy. I just had my baby 3 months ago, and I'm looking for moms to connect with because this is the first child I've ever had, and I need all the help I can get. Would you be interested? So I'm connecting with as many people as I can, and I'm connecting with them, okay? I'm reaching out to them. I'm making sure that if they comment on my post, I'm commenting back, and I'm building that relationship. Just like on Instagram when Angie talks about, commenting back in the post below to, build that relationship with people. Facebook's the same way. People want to feel valued. They want to feel like you see them. Okay, so I make it a point to be able to, even if it's just a love it or thank you or whatever, to comment back in those posts, because then they want to come back and follow you because they feel like they're building that relationship with you. I had a lot of people message me after I had Tenley, and they were like, I followed you your whole pregnancy, and it's so great to finally see Tenley because I feel like I already know her, which is kind of weird, but it's true. They had followed me through the whole journey, and that's what you want with your followers, okay? So the more that you're connecting with people, the more they're going to come to you. And another little tip is that, I'll put on some of my posts, just like on Instagram, I know people do this, I'll say, I'm always a message away if you want to connect with me about this. And that always pulls a couple people in to message me that feel intrigued to say, you know what, I do have a question about whatever she posted about, okay? So the more that you reach out to people, the more people are going to come to you, okay? So how do I handle that it's too expensive or I can't afford the workout or whatever like that? Honestly with me, and some coaches fight me on this, but I never argue with someone who tells me they can't afford it. Never argue. I never say, well, you could break it down and da-da-da. No, because I know how I am. And I know that if I was like, you know what, I just can't afford this right now, and someone kept pushing me, I would be like, gone, I'm just going to ignore that message. So what I do is I say, that's totally fine. Do you mind if I put your name down for a future group? And most people say, yeah, because they were interested. They just can't afford it at that time. Or I'll say, that's totally fine. I actually have a free group coming up in, March that I could add you into. Would you want to be a part of that? And what happens is that if they're in that free group and they see that they're getting help from you and they have fun and they lose weight during it, they want to move on, and they see that investment then. They don't see it as just a challenge group where I have to spend $160. They say, you know what, I like this girl. I'm actually losing weight for the first time in my life and I'm having fun, and I have this fun support group. I want to be continuing in with this, so I never fight someone on the money. I just give them options to be able to continue to work with me without, spending the money. And another tidbit, this is not even a question, but I started this a couple months ago and it's working well, is that if someone wants to sign up with just the program, I let them in. I let them in the group because I want to help those people. But what I do is I send them a complimentary Shakeology sample. And I just say, you know what, I love that I was able to have you added into this group. One of the things that a lot of people do is they drink the Shakeology. So I'd love to be able to send you, 2 or 3 samples just for being a customer of mine so you can see if it's something that you enjoy. And most people end up buying the Shakeology that next month because they're like, you know what, I really liked it, so you can always try that as well to get around that price issue because, $160 or $60. Okay. So how do I handle, let's see, what was the greatest aha moment or game changer? Okay. So for me, like I said before, I had that aha moment when I was going for Diamond, but I also had another one when I first quit my job in May of 2012, and I was scared as heck, but I knew it was something that I really wanted to do. I got a call from Beachbody like a week later they were like, do you know that your number, I was like number 14 or something, and you're close to being in the top 10 for 2012. And I was like, I don't even know what the top 10 is. Like, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to shoot for it, And so I called up Janelle and was like, what is this? How do I do it? And she explained it to me, and we kicked booty for that, the rest of the year. That was like May, and up until December, we pushed for that goal, and we finished number 11 instead of number 10. And that was a big aha moment for me because, one, I realized that, it is possible to be in the top in this business if you really do apply the things that you're learning, okay, and you don't complicate it. And number 2, that my team was growing, that they were getting stronger, that we were focusing on the things that we needed to do. And one of the other questions you guys had was, what does it take to be in the top 10? And I'm going to be real with you. Okay. Top 10 is hard. I was in the top 10 3 years ago, 2013, and it was hard then. And it's hard now because I didn't say in 2013 we finished number 6, but it was hard then. It's even harder now. Okay, not to discourage anyone to go for it because it's an amazing experience, but it's tough. You have to put in a lot of time and effort. Okay, you have to be signing up, close to 25 to 30 or more coaches per month. Okay, you have to be getting them started right and help them break things down to hit Success Club. And if you're struggling to help your coaches hit Success Club, you got to figure out where that disconnect is, because if you're hitting it and they're not hitting it, something's not clicking. For me, we run free clean eating groups together, and then we run a 6-day Shakeology group together, and then I help them talk to their customers about signing up into a challenge group so that first month when they learn that together, they know what to do for the next months, okay? And I make that success starter goal a huge thing. So like I said, you have to be getting your coaches started right. You have to continue to help them throughout those, 12 months to continue to grow and hit Success Club and understand why it's important. And you have to be talking to new people every single day, not the average like 2 to 3 people. You've got to be doing like 15 to 20, okay? Because if you read that book, The 10 Times Rule, I think it's by Gary something, the 10 times rule, he talks about, you have to just put in more effort. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just have to talk to more people. So you up the chances of those people signing up with you and up the chances of those people hitting Success Club and stuff like that. So it's a numbers game with being in the top 10. So if you want to go for it, I highly recommend it. It's amazing, but it is not something, it's not a cakewalk. Okay, you're going to be stressed. You're going to be overwhelmed, but it's worth it. Okay. So what has been my most successful marketing tool? Facebook likes, Facebook like pages, Facebook ads. Okay. Back in 2012, when I wanted to quit my full-time job, I think Facebook had another change, and that's when Facebook ads to their pages, the likes on your pages just started happening. And I remember being on a call with Janelle, and she's like, so-and-so is struggling to add to their network, and She's wondering why her business isn't growing, and that's one of the big things. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I'm struggling to add to my network. The going onto other like pages and messaging people is not working anymore, so I'm struggling too. And I made a conscious decision at that point to invest in Facebook ads. And so these are ads that get people onto my page. And I knew that once I got them onto my page, I could build relationships with those right people by commenting, by messaging them, by, showing the information that they want to see. Okay. And I haven't looked back. I've run Facebook ads to my page for the last 4 years, and it's been highly, highly worth it, and it's a business write-off. So that's my biggest marketing tool right there. I'm actually taking that Jesse Regan Facebook training right now, because as we all know, Facebook changes like every 2 weeks. It changes every 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, I'm going to invest in another training to be able to understand what's going on now, because like pages have changed again, and I'm not going to let it slow me down. I just got to figure out how to do it. The other thing that has been really big for me for the past year has been boosting my posts. And I'm very strategic about what I boost. You've probably seen Anita Myron talk about it, and Megan E. Wilson boost posts and everything like that. What I do is, I boost either a challenge group post or a coaching post once or twice a month. And it's usually around when I have something running towards coaching. So whether it's a sneak peek or a coaching call or something, and I put up that post, invite people to join my team or join a challenge group, and I boost it for, maybe $15 for like 3 or 4 days in a row. Okay. And some of you might think that's a lot of money. You can do like $5 for a couple days. It's an investment in your business, and it's worth it. Okay. So I'll boost it once I see that it's gotten like 1 or 2 likes. Okay. So to boost a post, if you have a Facebook like page, it has to be on a like page. It can't just be on a regular profile page. You just go onto that post, and on the right corner, there's something that's like a blue button that says boost. Okay. And I always boost it to friends on the page and friends of friends on the page. I forget the exact wording, but it's like the friends and your friends' friends. Okay. And so I boost it for a couple days. And if it's doing well, if I'm getting a lot of likes and comments on it, then I'll boost it for another couple days. Okay. And I also make sure, if you look at my posts, I actually have one pinned to the top of my like page right now, Meg Wazinski. It's a challenge group post. I comment back to every single person. So if they leave their email address, I say, okay, I'm emailing you right now. Because what happens is that bumps it into more people's news feeds when you're doing that. Okay. So boosted posts have been a good strategy for me lately. Okay, so this is going to get real. So someone asked, how many times have you dropped rank? Oh my God, I have dropped rank more than I can remember. Okay, when I hit 2-star, I was, you have to hold it for 6 weeks. I had been holding it for 5 weeks, and I dropped it in that last week. And then when I hit 5-star, I remember dropping back down to 4 or 3. And then when I hit 11-star in 2014, I hit 11-star, and then I dropped back down to 9-star for a whole year. And then when I was pregnant with this little Chiquita, oh, she's still sleeping, little Chiquita, I made a goal to hit 15-star with my team, because I saw the potential there. And I had a lot of people pushing for it. And I was like, what the heck? I want to prove to myself that pregnancy is not slowing down. I want to prove to my team that pregnancy is not an excuse to not work your business. And I want to prove to this little one that she can do whatever she wants to do. Because I had wanted to hit 15-star for a while, just playing around with it. And everything just worked out well. And so we hit 15-star. I was holding it for, the 5 weeks, and had Tenley, and had 2 more weeks to hold it. And my team was amazing. They held it. Everything went well. And then guess what? The week after I hit 15 star, I dropped back down to 13 star, and I think right now I'm like a 10 star. And, we're working back up. I think tomorrow I'll be back to 14 star or something, so it just happens, guys. It happens that, coaches drop their rank and then you drop yours and then you work to build back up. And what I usually do when I drop a rank is I look and I say, okay, so what happened? Was that coach maybe not recruiting as much and they were focusing more on managing their team? Or was I not giving enough for them? Or was it something that I overlooked? Or was it a mess up on Beachbody's part or something that I need to look at and work on? And so that's what I do, but it's very normal to drop rank, guys, but don't let it be a crutch. Don't let it be an excuse to stop working your business because you get discouraged that you dropped. You have to go back and look and say, why did I do that? Why did it happen? And work on getting it more solid. My goal is to make my 15 star much more solid with coaches who are star diamond and above and to help them get to that goal. Okay. So we talked about the top 10. And let's see. So has there been a mentor, author, etc. that you say has helped you get where you are? So I would definitely say Darren Hardy. Darren Hardy is one of my favorites. Brendan Burchard. If you don't listen to his podcasts, they're amazing. They're short and sweet and to the point. And my number one top mentor, my husband makes fun of me because he doesn't like his voice, is Joel Osteen. I am obsessed with him. He is someone who just makes my day better, and he's always smiling, which makes me smile. And I get him and he gets me. So Joel Osteen is definitely my top mentor, and he's not a business mentor, okay? He's more of like a spiritual, make you feel good, like you can do anything type mentor. And that's what I need. I can figure out the business stuff on my side, but I need someone to tell me with my personality that I'm worth it, that I'm doing the right things. And that's what he is able to give me. Okay, so I already mentioned I do pay for advertising on Facebook. Highly, highly recommend it. If you're able to invest in that, okay? But with this business, guys, you have to treat it like a business, okay? So if you're spending $39.95 to sign up, or you bought the challenge pack, it's very easy to say, I'm not putting any money into this, I'm not doing it. But if you want to make this a full-time job, if you want to make this a big shebang, you have got to invest some money, okay? I always looked at it as paying it forward, and definitely it comes back tenfold, guys. So you pay it forward and it comes back. So investing in my business by doing ads and those sort of things, it has come back way more than tenfold, okay? And I also gave up a lot when I was first really working my business. I gave up a lot of quality time with my now husband. Thank God he stayed with me. And he understood that this was something that I really wanted to make big, because he started dating me right when I got serious about this business. And now it's made our life so much easier. But I had to give up a lot of TV. I love my trashy TV where I can just turn my brain off because I'm constantly thinking. But, I had to give up a lot of quality TV. I had to give up going out with my friends on weekends. And some of you are probably thinking like, oh, God, she's lame. But it's worth it, you guys, because guess what? Now I can do whatever I want to throughout the day. I'm able to have this little one with me, and I was able to take a maternity leave and have it as long as I wanted. I only lasted like 4 weeks because I love this business, and I wasn't really turned out the way that I should have been. But, I was able to make that choice that I wanted to go back earlier, and I'm able to work when she's sleeping, and when she's awake, guess what? My phone is turned off. I'm with my baby, and we are cuddling and snuggling and smiling and cooing and all that stuff. And I don't have to miss that, okay? So you have to dedicate that time to your business to make it pay off in the long run. I still put in focused quality time in my business every single day, but instead of doing, the 4 to 5 hours that I was doing last year, I'm only doing maybe 2 or 3, okay? And it's broken up throughout the day whenever this little one lets me work. So some of you guys were asking how much time did I dedicate in the beginning. When I got serious, guys, I was doing probably 4 or 5 hours a day, okay, because I wanted to quit my job. It was a must. And I knew that I needed to put in that time to hustle, okay? So I knew it was going to be a short amount of time to really push to get that goal in 6 months. So I was putting in 4 to 5 hours. You know, I would wake up before work and get 2 hours in. At lunchtime, I would get an hour in. And then at nighttime, I would put in 2 or 3 hours. But guess what? Once I did that and I quit my full-time job and I was able to say, okay, now I'm only working 4 to 5 hours a day, that was a lot shorter than my full-time job, right? So I got to replace that 9 to 5 by a 4 or 5 hour job. Okay, so worth it. And last question, okay? How many times do you follow up with a prospective customer or coach if you aren't getting a definite answer? Okay, so for me, and like we go back from the beginning when you guys were asking how do you handle people and you don't want to come off stalkerish and stuff like that, I go back to I am valuable. To help people, I am valuable and I have a lot to offer them. So if they ignore me more than twice, then I don't follow up with them again. Okay, I do not. I don't want them to think I'm desperate because I'm not. There are tons of people out there in the US and Canada that need our help. Okay, they need your help. Okay, so don't get desperate on someone. If you're, it's the last week of the month and you have no one who's said yes about a challenge group and you're shooting for Success Club 5 or Success Club 10, you have to talk to more people. You need to build more relationships with people so that when you get to that point and you follow up with them twice and they ignore you, you can move on because there's more people to talk to. Okay, you never want to get into that tight jam, which I've been there, and I learned to talk to more people because it is a numbers game. You never want to get into that point where you're like, oh, I have no one else to talk to. Okay, guys, there are so many people in the world, and I absolutely hate the excuse that I don't know how to grow my network. Really? Because you have a business that other people are thriving at on social media. What are they doing? What are they doing that you can't do? You can do absolutely everything that you see me or Angie or Melanie Mitro do. Okay? You don't have to do what we all do, but you can do it. Okay? And it's up to you to figure out which ones thrive with you. For me, I could never write a blog. I hate writing. I absolutely hate writing. And so I would never be able to do what Melanie Mitro does, but I can do what I do. I can connect with people on Facebook. And guess what? I can't go on Twitter because it moves too fast. But guess what? I can connect on Instagram because that's what I do. Okay? So grab 2 social media outlets and say, okay, I'm going to master the heck out of them. Okay? So sorry if that was a little all over the place. I'm really excited to hear if you guys get any ahas from this. If you have any questions on anything that I've said, feel free to, just message me on Facebook. Do give me a couple days to get back though, because like I said, this little one is my top priority. And my Facebook messages come last. But I will hopefully talk to you guys and hopefully you got something from this and I'll talk to you later. Bye guys.